So during my Payback review intro, I asked the question, why should I tune in and watch Raw tonight? Why should I watch it? What's gonna happen that's gonna make me really excited to watch Raw? I joked and said that nothing was worth watching on Raw because we knew what the setup was going to be. Turns out, I was right. I watched Raw and essentially just wasted 3 hours because nothing happened that really mattered. WWE had opportunities to do some cool shit. They chose not to do that cool shit. So nothing happened. Here we go.
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now?
What's up, jabroni? Steven here to give you the Raw review results reaction. You guys know what the deal is. This is the WWE Geek Talk, where I talk to you guys about what happened on Raw this week. And what happened on Raw this week? So after what happened at Payback, we got a pretty decent pay-per-view. I was a bit upset about what we were going to be expecting on Raw, but I went in optimistic like I do. I'm going in and I'm like, you're gonna surprise me, Raw. You're gonna give me some good shit. You didn't give me much good shit. You gave me a few minor good shits, but not really good things. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw tonight was essentially nothing. The show starts off with Stephanie McMahon coming out, and I'm like, no, it's an authority intro, no. Luckily, Shane McMahon comes out, and I'm like, no, it's a McMahon intro, back and forth, no. They do that for about all of maybe 5-7 minutes, which I actually tweeted and said, if this thing lasts more than 10 minutes, dear Jesus. Thankfully, Kevin Owens came out, interrupted, and Kevin Owens was there to save the day. He was there to do what he does best, be heel Kevin Owens, loving him, and just, I'm like, damn it, Kevin, you're saving it right now. You're saving this horrible segment. He comes out, he's talking about how he wants his Intercontinental Championship and all this other great stuff, how he deserves a rematch that he hasn't gotten properly a rematch yet, so it makes sense. Then Cesaro and his James Bond glory comes out, and he says that Kevin Owens cost him, and a whole bunch of stuff happens here. Essentially, what we get is Shane McMahon says that there will be a #1 contenders match between Cesaro and Kevin Owens, which we got before, and we got one again. This time, Kevin Owens is yelling out that he doesn't have to do this. He needs to just get a rematch. He deserves it. That's how the contract works. They have a great match. I absolutely love this match. This match was fucking fire. Great. Cesaro looks so good. So good. Cesaro looks so good. They fight for 20 minutes maybe. It was a great fight. Then The Miz is on commentary. The Miz somehow gets involved. I think Cesaro punches The Miz, and then The Miz comes in and hits him or something. And DQ, then Kevin Owens and The Miz are beating up Cesaro. Here comes Sami Zayn to pretty much set up what we've all been saying is going to happen since Payback. They're setting up a Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. So it looks like we're getting that Fatal 4-Way and things are being set up properly. I like that. I enjoyed that, and I was actually on board for that. We next got a Goldust R-Truth segment, adding Tyler Breeze and Fandango. And at first I enjoyed the whole Goldust R-Truth thing, and now I'm like, no. This is bad. This is done. It's over. This is horrible. I prefer the Social Outcast. What is this? This thing isn't funny to me. I don't even know who's like the target audience for what this is. It was not good, and I don't understand it. Honestly, I don't get it. It wasn't good. It was boring. Essentially, the benefit here is Tyler Breeze beats Goldust, so yay, I guess. Oh my god, this thing's gonna keep going. Oh no, let's just move on. Let's move on. Then we got a pretty decent segment with the New Day in the ring, doing what the New Day does best, keeping us entertained, referencing what happened to Enzo, and talking about how the Vaudevillains are now going to be the #1 contenders for the title, and that goes on for a little bit. Then the Vaudevillains come out and talk about how they injured him and that Enzo's not a real man and all this other stuff. Then the Dudleys come out for some reason because they're on the payroll. And then Big Cass comes out, gets a pretty big pop in a very shitty town, I'm going to call it. This crowd was horrible. But he gets a pop and he talks about how he's going to finish what they started and all this other stuff. Essentially, this was just leading up to a 4-on-4 match of Vaudevillains, Dudleys versus the New Day and Big Cass. it was a fine match. It went on pretty decently long, I'm gonna say. It was a pretty long match, but I enjoyed it. I like everybody that was in the ring, so that's why I enjoyed it. Not sure why the Dudley boys are there, why Big Cass is there, is up for questioning. I get it, he wants his revenge, but we'll see what happens. But this match essentially ends up with the New Day and Big Cass winning, so yeah. Then we got a women's match between Emma and Becky Lynch. They've had a mini rivalry going on like through YouTube videos and through WWE.com and things like that. So I guess they're picking up this rivalry, which we need a second tier story for the women's anyway, because right now we have the Natalya Charlotte match. We need another women's. There's a lot of talent there, so this makes sense. Essentially, Emma ends up winning by doing some type of eye gouge to Becky, and Becky loses. So this is setting up something that's possibly going to be at the next pay-per-view, and I'm cool with that because I like Becky Lynch. I think Emma's okay, and I'm enjoying that. But nothing really happened besides the eye gouge for Emma to win, so yeah. Then we got Dean Ambrose and the Ambrose Asylum with special guest Stephanie McMahon. Dean is kind of like picking at Stephanie, pointing out all her flaws, all the bad things about her, talking about how Shane comes in and he's already getting more praise than Stephanie, you know, kind of egging Stephanie on to piss her off, and she essentially gets so pissed off that she cancels Ambrose Asylum going forward and introduces back Chris Jericho for the highlight reel. What I'm confused about is that Jericho tweeted goodbye WWE for now, whatever, and I'm like, what? Like, if you left, okay, cool, you're leaving. You put over Dean Ambrose, but now you're back, so you're not leaving. Essentially, they get into it. Dean Ambrose and Jericho fight, and Jericho hits Dean Ambrose on the side of his head with the plant, which Dean Ambrose calls Mitch, and that's how that ends. So I guess this feud is going to keep going. Then we got a battle royale to determine the #1 contender for the United States Championship title. And I was like, oh my God, so many people in here that can have interesting stories. You've got Titus O'Neil back. You've got Baron Corbin. You've got Apollo Crews. You've got Zack Ryder. I'm like, oh my God, this can be amazing. The final four were 3 members of the fucking League of Crap Nations. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? Zack Ryder's in the ring and we're rooting for Zack. And we're like, yes, Zack, the crowd loves it. The crowd wants it. And you give it to Rusev. This could be bad, but also could be good, because Rusev is a really good villain. He's a really good heel. He's back with Lana. League of Nations broke up, so maybe they're going to do something with that. What I feel is going to happen now is that my whole story with Ryback winning the championship is now going to go with Rusev winning the championship, where Rusev is going to be Kalisto, and then John Cena is going to come back and give that title dignity. You know what I mean? What might end up happening is that Rusev ends up winning, and then they do a feud with Alberto Rio and Sheamus. Woo. Woo. Next, we had the Chicago Screwjob segment, which essentially was going to explain why Charles Robinson, aka Little Nate from WCW days, decided to screw over Natalya, and they played it up like he was friends with Ric Flair for so long, which is what we expected, so it made sense. This segment was fine, but whenever Ric Flair's in the ring, I'm like, what are you gonna say, man? What are you gonna do? Because he's kind of crazy, and you never know what he's gonna do and say. So this segment went on where they explained what really happened and how Natalya was yelling, oh, get off me, please get off me, and Charles Robinson decided to say, oh, that meant she was tapping, that meant she didn't want it anymore. Essentially, we got Natalya coming out to confront Ric Flair and Charlotte, and she said the words, you paid the referee to screw me, or something like that, which was a poor choice of words. But we got our explanation. Natalya puts Charlotte in the sharpshooter and then slaps Ric Flair after Ric Flair does this whole little thing, and yeah, that ends that. We find out that this match is going to be happening at Extreme Rules as well, so every match that we got at Payback, essentially, we're going to be getting at Extreme Rules, kind of, so. Now let's get to the main event of the evening, a 6-man tag match between the Bullet Club, or how JBL calls them, The Club, versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. This match was okay. It was actually pretty not bad. I'm actually liking Roman Reigns and this little rivalry. I like the story that it's telling and it's building and it's doing. I actually really enjoy that. So I was very cool with this segment. I like the match. I like the fight. My one main thing is that you're making Bullet Club look weak in this one. Gallows and Anderson keep getting their ass kicked by the Usos or by Roman when they're not catching them off guard, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I do not enjoy that you're making them look weak. Essentially, in the end, AJ and Bullet Club win the match, and then after the match, they decide to bring out the chairs and do some things, and AJ's like, no, I don't want to do it. Puts the chair down. Gallows and Anderson beat up Roman, and AJ does not want to hit Roman Reigns because he is weak. He is beat up, and he doesn't do it. He puts the chair down. Gallows and Anderson beat up Roman Reigns, and when they're about to leave, the Usos hit them with the chair that AJ put down, and they push AJ out of the way. Then AJ gets mad and starts hitting them with the chair, but right when he hits them with the chair, that's when Roman's getting up, and Roman sees that, and then Roman decides to go batshit insane on AJ, which I like. It's showing that he is an in-betweener, not a good guy, not a bad guy, the guy, whatever. And I thought that ended pretty cool. It ends with Roman throwing AJ through like the announce table, which is pretty cool. So I thought it was a pretty good ending there. It was just that middle block that was really boring for me, man. That middle block, nothing really happened, honestly, that I was looking forward to, and I was half tuning in half the time. So I don't know. I thought the show was okay. So yeah, I think it was bad. It wasn't a bad show because the ending and the beginning match was good. The New Day thing was fine. The Battle Royal was yeah. So I enjoyed it. Kind of. I thought it was okay for what it was. So let me know below what you guys thought of Raw. Let me know if you thought Raw was good, Raw was bad. Make sure you guys comment and let me know below, and share the video, like the video. The more you like it, the more it helps me out. As always, guys, if you like this and want to see more stuff, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!
Visions of sitting high on my own gold throne, never listening criticism, I build my